You know, what became the avatar? Maybe I'll open that up a bit more, because it seems that we've got a book, we've got a video, we've got the drawings themselves, we've got the characters in the drawings, we've got the two artists. I'm just wondering whereabouts you're locating that other body, or if it's multiple bodies.
I guess in the end, well, in the beginning we decided that it was going to be one, but it came back as two little lives living, and actually it's funny because it ended up being three lives, because if you look deeply into the story, it is a love story, and the cut boy comes back with a lover and ends up having, and you know, the little guy with the Jim Jams on, he's really upset because he's lost Cut Boy, and then Cut Boy comes back, or goes all the way to New Zealand actually, and in New Zealand he finds a lover in the ground for some reason, I don't know why in the ground, and they shoot up into the air, see there, and then they go across and they're like these little stars in the sky, and when they get back, Jim Jam Boy is so happy because there is these two cups now, and they're so happy because they're lovers. So yeah, I guess three avatars in the end.
Did you think about maybe having more text? I mean, just out of interest, so it became more of a storybook type thing, or were you quite happy with leaving it a little bit more ambiguous and more open?
We did want to keep it ambiguous and open, because if there was text, then it would probably have more effect on the person across in New Zealand or Pittsburgh, and we didn't want that. We wanted that person to have to really read quite deeply and then create their own idea of what it is. So the whole point was for this avatar to grow its own life through some kind of abstraction, I guess.
Mm. So would she read the story differently, do you think?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
I'd say so, but at the end, I think she saw exactly what I was trying to get at, that this love story had come about. So she made this really joyous little drawing, which she sent over for me to colour in, which was really gorgeous. Yeah.
So then what, going back to what Chloe said, why not add the text after? Or did you just wanted it like that?
I thought about that. I thought about lots of different ways of editing it, and I guess because we kept it so open, I think we wanted to keep it open for other people too when they were reading it. And yeah, that's basically what I decided. Yeah. I don't know what Christie wanted to do, because we never really talked about that part of the format.
Unsuccessful was the fact that it was the avatars creating the project. It wasn't Amber, or what is it called? Christie, like saying what needs to be done, how it needs to be done, and their representations of each other, it made the work. Mm-hmm. So wherein lies the successful bit, and unsuccessful also because
I mean, they're not assimilated the characters.
Yeah.
Like they're not an assimilation of their representations.
It's quite hard to read because of that.
Yeah. It's difficult to see for me, because I know a bit about your process, and listening to you talk about it. I understand that there were two people collaborating and creating this, but if you just view the video.
Also, I thought they were very Amber drawings.
Yeah, she was very similar to me.
Yeah, which is what was
Although
surprising. You know,
although she did have some kind of effect on it, in that there was, I think that she may have been a bit sweeter than me about her approach.
What do you mean by sweeter? Like
just more delicate and kind of soft in her approach, and that and that had a big effect on the way that I drew things.
I didn't actually read it as a story. I thought they were just all like individual.
Yeah.
So I guess some bits, there were some motifs that were, you know, that you know they were.
I thought they were quite random.
Yeah, that's probably why text would have worked in.
So actually you'd have like something linking them together.
Or maybe not.
Maybe even if how you, like, because they just flip so abruptly, maybe if you'd worked on using maybe a strategy or a technique that made them merge into each other a little
Like
bit better.
dissolve or something.
Yeah, just so it's a softer, gradual kind of
Thought about
dissolving
that.
in, you know, into
We
each
thought
other.
about that.
But that sharpness works really well with the audio.
Yeah.
How,
I
because
don't
the
know.
audio is quite,
I-
it does get quite sharp.
I feel the physical thing is way more interesting than the internet stuff of itself. I mean, that's really the avatar of what's we hold in our hands. You know,
I really like that book.
the book's awesome.
Because that's it. Because it's still tactile, even though you went through that, you know, communication process and
That doesn't
you
do
still
justice
have
to
this
it.
traditional.
No, it doesn't.
God,
I think
really
you're right,
like
and
it.
it's because of my expertise with this sort of thing and wanting to get it up as soon as possible. And I think with time I would start to get a little bit more relaxed and start to put a creative bent into it instead of a...
And that could get into a discussion of, now this is the avatar of the book, right? So why doesn't this, why is this not more appealing than, you know, the book is? You know,
But maybe
there's-
that's
Because aesthetic
maybe that's how
drawings.
we react to
That's
it. I
how
mean, maybe
books
that's, you
work.
know, we can touch it and we can hold it so we understand it more.
See, but that's the whole thing about the avatar thing and why it's,
Yeah, no, I
you know, like,
understand.
you can hold it, touch it, so that's why it's beautiful, but it's there, visually it's there. So why is this not as good as, and it's got music and this has got a life of its own.
Probably
Yeah.
because it's a real-time project, and because what's in real time, or earth time, is probably more a reflection of how things were created here, whereas this is like a document that shows kind of, not processes, but just the outcomes without the processes.